Hey everybody, it's Ketwolski here, just checking in with two really big bits of news for Star Trek Online. I wanted to go ahead and talk a little bit about the news announcement that came out a couple days ago. That was about Season 12, the Season 12 update, I guess you could say, for Star Trek Online, which is the Star Trek Online Reckoning, I guess if I say it right. So we got this page here pulled up. I want to go ahead and go through the news announcement with you guys and talk about my feelings about it. And then we're also going to switch right over into talking about this page here, which is going to talk a little bit about the two new PvE queues that they're adding into for Season 12. Okay, so on this was released on January 11th. It states that today, Perfect World Entertainment, leading publisher of free-to-play MMOs and Cryptic Studios, announced Star Trek Online will kick off its 7th anniversary with the release of Season 12 Reckoning, the newest chapter in the 100% free-to-play MMORPG based on the classic Star Trek franchise, released on PC January 26th and Xbox One and PlayStation 4 at a later date. Season 12 celebrates Star Trek Online's upcoming anniversary and giveaways and mini-games, plus 2 new space queues, new R&D system categories, and a featured episode titled Of Signs and Portents. So this is great news. Obviously, 7th anniversary is coming up. That's really awesome. You know, congratulations to Cryptic and also Perfect World Entertainment for continuing the game on for 7 years. There was a couple years there, 3 through 5, it kind of was like, well, is this game going to continue? People didn't know. They thought for sure the game was going to be canceled. But it looks like they're continuing on and going full steam ahead with Season 12's release for their 7th anniversary. And it looks like we PC users are going to get this on January 26th, so not very far off, just 13 days from the making of this video, so it's pretty soon. And then, of course, Xbox One and PlayStation 4 at a later date. I don't know if this is because maybe they don't have enough people on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One to warrant them to want to do it at the same time, or maybe they're not giving enough effort into it, or they may be just trying to see how it works out, you know, gameplay-wise and bugs-wise and stuff like that for PC before they go ahead and throw it on onto the PlayStation Xbox One. So I don't know how they're going to do that, but I am really excited about this. Next paragraph states that this year's anniversary event offers captains the opportunity to complete in-game missions to earn exciting rewards, including the new Tier 6 Lucari science vessel, which the community selected and designed for last fall. If you guys do remember, I actually participated in it. Cryptic was doing this thing on their website that as long as you interacted with them through either Facebook or Twitter or on the forums, I think it was, you could actually vote on what the design for the ship is going to be, and they had different tiers broken out and different stuff like that, so you actually have the opportunity to sit there and actually participate in the design of the new Lucari science vessel. And I want to say Team Alpha or Team Charlie won, which was the different type of designs and stuff like that. It wasn't the one I voted for. That's all I remember. I was upset. Also, players can participate in 2 daily missions, Omega Molecule Stabilization and Party Patrol, to earn special rewards and play the Omega Molecule Stabilization minigame with Q to earn materials to construct crafting kits. Festivities also include server-wide giveaways for in-game items, which will take place soon on a daily basis leading up to the anniversary event's release. So that's really exciting to hear. I don't exactly know what they mean by game items and materials to construct different crafting kits. I don't know what they're talking about there. If I had to imagine, the game items are going to be probably really just more for looks. They're probably going to be vanity items and things like that. I don't think it's going to be anything too substantial. Like, I don't think you're going to get different ships and stuff like that. Maybe some weapons, but I doubt it. And then obviously the ability to construct crafting kits. Season 12 Reckoning continues the mission. Star Trek Online's latest updates, Agents of Yesterday's Artifacts, under the leadership of Captain Kumaraki, I guess is how you say that, the Lucari have set out on a journey to investigate some unusual activity in unexplored region of the Alpha Quadrant. So this is actually an interesting piece right here, the unexplored region of the Alpha Quadrant. So it's been rumored, and we've seen some screenshots on the Star Trek Online forums, that if you look at the current Alpha Quadrant map, it looks like they've added at least 6 additional rows to the top of that map. That it's going to include the Parisian homeworld, the Ferengi homeworld, a bunch of different new locations for us to go check out, including you know, a lot of adventure zones and things like that, and different ideas. So that's on the Tribble test server right now, which is Star Trek Online's test server. So it's not confirmed 100% that they're going to be adding that in there, but this sentence here saying unexplored region of the Alpha Quadrant, that makes me think that they're going to be adding that portion in with the Season 12 release, which makes sense because it's, you know, it's all part of that whole area there. So they're going to be expanding that part of sector space out, which is just beyond awesome. Upon further investigation, they discovered data which suggests a weaponized use of protomatter that was used by the Zenkethi to destroy a planet. So if you guys remember, those of you guys that didn't play the mission, or you guys forgot, in the episode Artifacts, you actually you go with Captain Kumaraki and the Lucari to investigate a couple different things, like a meteor and like a planet. You meet the jellyfish from Farpoint Station. You meet a couple different things, and then you go to a planet where you find Starbase K-13, which got lost during the Agents of Yesterday story arc. And it turns out that some of the personnel on Starbase K-13 made contact with a primitive civilization. They wound up worshiping them as gods, the whole usual bit. But it looks like the Zenkethi detonated a protomatter bomb on that planet and killed everybody. So they didn't really explore that too much. It was just more of like an introduction to that piece, and that's kind of what happened, and that's who you're with. You're actually with here. This is actually Captain Kumakare of the Lucari, but we'll talk about that picture here in a bit. Mission details for Season 12 Reckoning will be revealed in a new featured episode of Signs and Portents, which will also feature the game's first appearance of General Rodek, voiced by actor Tony Todd. This update also unlocks an expansive amount of content for captains to explore, including a new reputation system, or I guess an addition to the reputation system, new crafting school for R&Ds, which I don't care so much about, 2 brand new space queues, which is gravity kills, and then the Zenkethi front, and a full space battle zone that has Alliance pitting itself against Zenkethi in a desperate bid to stop the production of protomatter weapons. So that's actually really awesome. Obviously, the 2 new PvE queues I'm super excited for. The last, like, I don't know, 5 or 6 PvE missions that Cryptic has come out with have been really, really well done. They're, they require a lot of work. They, teamwork. They require a lot of thinking. I mean, it gets repetitive after a while the more you play them, but when you compare them to some of the original ones where it was like, all you got to do is sit there and deal with 5 waves of enemy ships attacking a Federation starbase, that's really boring, and it gets really lame after a while. But these new ones that they made actually put you in a situation where you actually have to work as a team, and you could lose if you don't do it right, very easily. So hearing that they're going to add 2 additional ones in there, I'm really excited about that. And then, of course, full space battle zone. My 2 favorite battle zones right now are the Kobali front and also the Dyson Sphere battle zone, the ground battle zone. Both of those are ground battle zones, and those are a lot of fun. I really enjoy the concept of getting together with your friends in the game and doing an away mission together and kind of just exploring these battle zones where all these fighting and stuff like that are happening, and you get to just do whatever you want, really, with some objectives kind of interlaced in there. But you have a lot of, it's like a sandbox kind of feel to it, so it's a lot of fun. So I'm really excited to see what the full space battle zone is going to look like. So I'm super excited for that. Okay, so let's take a quick poke at this little picture here. Now, it looks like it appears to be an Alliance member. They're on some kind of planet. Not quite sure which planet this is. It's kind of unnamed at this particular point. And what it appears as though the Alliance member is warning Captain Kumakare of the Lucari, Captain Kumarki, I don't know how to pronounce it, of what appears to be in the background here. It looks like 4 Zenkethi, and I'm going to say that they're Zenkethi based off of the design art that they released a couple of days ago about what the Zenkethi are going to be looking like in game, which look like giant lizard dragons inside of heavy armor. They have 2 arms, like little baby arms, and one really big arm. So I don't know how they're going to play that out, but I'm really excited for that. So it definitely looks like that. So, and she's wearing her same outfit that she wore in the Artifacts episode. And then obviously she looks exactly the same. She has some device in her hand. I'm not quite sure what that is. I don't know if that's important, if that's like a MacGuffin piece and they need to have to stop protomatter weapons, or if that's just simply a tricorder from the Kumari. I don't know. And then you, of course, have a ship out here in the distance overhead. So this kind of gives you a feel for what it is. She obviously has a look of extreme fear and panic on her face. So I'm assuming at this point she is probably frightened. They may potentially even be surrounded by Zenkethi and be surprised by their presence, and maybe that represents a little bit about how this new season is going to play out, which is, these looming threats out here in the background, us trying to warn everybody, and then obviously extreme panic and worry and stuff like that. So I'm really curious to see how the season is going to play out. I'm super excited for it. All right, so this other bit of information that came out actually today. This is about, we're going to read through this one as well. So, with the launch of Season 12, the Zenkethi are bringing the fight to captains on 2 new fronts. Here's all the details on our new PvE queues, Gravity Kills, and Zenkethi front, the ones I was just talking about in the other one. Okay, Gravity Kills. To make their protomatter, the Zenkethi must synthesize exotic particles from highly distorted areas of space. Their collection efforts have spurred them to create a microquasar hypermass, a compacted area of space, which is what I assume this is right here. A compacted area of space, time, that emits the necessary particles with special facilities around it for collection and processing. I don't know how to say this word. They have created a black hole. So, with their ability to, collect these crazy hypermass microquasar facility things, they accidentally created a black hole. Now you will join the IKS core and the USS Jupiter and assault the Zenkethi processing stations near the hypermass. Collect particles and fight off the Zenkethi ships so the Allied forces can disable the production facilities. Since the Zenkethi factories are filled with volatile and dangerous protomatter, they could have devastating effects in an explosion. Use the hypermass itself to destroy them, but don't get caught beyond the event horizon. Nothing survives the tidal forces of a hypermass. Oh, this sounds really great. So what I'm gathering here is actually you're going to be working, instead of just to fly in there and disable or destroy, facilities and stuff like that, you're actually going to potentially have to push or maybe even pull or direct some way to have these facilities get pulled into the event horizon, into the black hole. But it seems like you might accidentally get yourself stuck in that black hole. So I'm actually really curious to see how they're going to play that. If you get too close, is it going to be like you have to go full engines and try to get out of there? Are they going to give you the opportunity to get out? Or if you get just too close, it's just going to pull you in, or maybe just damage your ship? I don't know. That's really cool. They don't have too many maps where you get affected by the environment of the map, so I'm really excited to see how that plays out. That's actually really cool. And this is a 5-player cross-faction queue designed for level 60 players with normal, advanced, and elite versions. So that's really good. And that seems to be pretty standard for their current PvE missions. Ooh, this is a really nice picture right here. The Zenkethi front. The Zenkethi have established a line of weapons platforms along the border. The border of what? I don't know. They are slowly moving them forward, leaving world after world sterilized in their wake. I assume they're using these protomatter weapons. Maybe based off that sentence, I'm getting inference that maybe they're using these weapons to kind of take over the quadrant, and by doing that, they're just going to basically detonate these bombs on planets and destroy all the life on there so they can take it over and colonize it. That's kind of interesting. Their bases are practically impregnable, but our scientists have discovered a potential weakness. The bases are vulnerable to the Zenkethi's own protomatter weapons. Our intelligence suggests that... Why would they build it that way? That's really stupid. But anyways, our intelligence suggests the next place they will strike is the Eta Serpentis system. The second planet in the system is inhabited. We must defend that world and stop the Zenkethi advance. The Klingons were able to complete a starbase in orbit of the planet to defend the planet from protomatter bombs. Right now, that starbase is all that stands between the Zenkethi and the extinction of an entire world. Oh wow, okay. We must help them hold the line, defeat the Zenkethi attackers, retrieve their protomatter bombs, and then fly them back to the enemy bases to destroy them. Be advised, the Zenkethi will recover their bombs if you are defeated. Eliminate their bases and draw their forces and blah, 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 blah. Okay, so that's interesting. So what I'm gathering here is it's kind of like one of those things where it's almost like a capture the flag kind of mentality where, you know, if you kill the guy with the flag, it drops, and then you get to pick it up and then try to get it to the enemy base. But if you die, they get to pick it up and try to bring it to your base. So that's kind of a cool cat and mouse, you know, capture the flag kind of game there. I'm really excited for that. That seems like another really fun kind of team-based PvE. Both of these seem really team-based and something that you have to really work together on. So I'm super excited about that. So those are the two PvE queues that they've come out with, and this is looks like this potentially is one of the weapons platforms we'd have to destroy. And this, of course, is one of the new Zenkethi cruisers that they've designed. As far as I know, that there are 3 styles of Zenkethi ships that they have released, but I haven't seen any news articles about them just yet. But I did see some pictures from somebody that posted on the forums from the Tribble server, and I actually did tweet those out recently, and they're actually in one of my What is the Zenkethi videos that I have through my Sims Files playlist. So if you guys want to curious about who the Zenkethi are, or what ships they're going to be using and what they look like, go check out that video. I have it, I think it's actually on my main page as well, so go check that video out. You guys can learn a little bit about the new threat in Season 12. Okay, well that wraps up today's episode of a little Ketwolski Discusses. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please tell me in the comments below what you guys think. Do you guys think Season 12 is going to be a hit, or do you think it's going to be another miss? Do you think that, you know, enough with the warring races, or I wanted some exploration, or do you think that because they're going to expand potentially the Alpha Quadrant and also have a new enemy threat, that they're kind of giving us a little bit of exploration and war? Or is it just kind of you wanted more exploration and no war? You kind of out of it since the Iconian War. So I'm curious to hear what everybody thinks. Please throw a comment down below, like I said. Please also throw a like and a subscribe up on YouTube. And also follow me on Twitter at RealKetwolski. I appreciate you guys checking this video out. Live long and prosper, my Trekkies.